Hey guys, what's up? Lyndon here. So today's Better with HubSpot tip is for all of my entrepreneurial colleagues who are using Wave apps, and of course those of you all who are using the HubSpot platform. I've gotten a couple questions as it relates to, can I create an invoice in Wave and get that invoice to show up as a deal in HubSpot, or vice versa? So the answer to your question is yes, and I'm actually going to show you how you can do the first one, which is create your invoice and immediately have that invoice converted as a deal in HubSpot. Let's check it out. So the first thing, of course, that you'll want to do is when you get into your Zapier account, is that, of course, you'll go to create your Zap. But to save time, of course, I already have the Zap created, so I'm just going to show you as to the few steps as it relates to getting those steps set up. Now, it is not a long list of steps. It's really two things. It's really a matter of two apps communicating from one to the next, as you see here. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is, of course, if we go to edit, I'll just kind of walk you through those steps. You just have four particular steps. The first one is going to ask you to choose your event, which is actually going to be be coming through Wave, and the trigger event is actually going to be what they would say a new invoice, right? From there, it's going to ask you to continue. The other one is going to choose an account. So of course you have to choose which Wave account, because you could have multiple Wave accounts that you want to have this connected to. And the other one is actually going to say, well, what trigger? So I have here as it relates to business, and this for me, it just really relates to which account, and the trigger account is my Lyndon Bradford account. All right. The other part about it now is what it's going to do. It's going to ask you to do a short test to make sure that it's connected, so that Zapier is connecting to the right account. So of course you're going to get this little hooray that's telling you, okay, good, it's been able to identify an invoice, so it knows that's connected to the right account. Right. So from there now, we then go to set the action. So we go from the trigger to the action. When we're doing the action, of course, you have to choose your event again. So of course you're looking at HubSpot, and the event, like the action that's going to happen here, is that you wanted to create a deal. All right. Once you're done with doing that, you're of course going to have to connect it to your HubSpot account. Now you could have multiple accounts on one particular email address, but that's going to be for another conversation. So you have it connected to the right account. And now here's where you go to set up your specific actions. Now, this is where you have to take your time, and you have to actually have an understanding as to what specifically do you want to happen, like what are the steps. So for me, what I had to make sure that I had it connected to the right pipeline, because I have two pipelines within my CRM. What deal stage you want us to have connected to. So for the sake of this example, when an invoice is created, it falls into, is it going to be a closed one? Is it going to be a proposal sent or a quotation submitted? Right, so you have to identify which deal stage is actually going to be connected to, right? And again, you just go through, take your time to list out a number of different things. So I wouldn't go through the whole list of parameters, because every person's opportunities are going to be different. But a couple of things to understand, like for instance, this deal information, I have it here as the invoice date. So that's going to say for me as to when does the deal actually start, or when was the deal created. Other bits of information is terms of the amount. So deal information being amount, because I connected it to an invoice that I tested from before that I showed you all. So it's going to know that the invoice total is actually going to represent the amount. And the other, again, take your time to go through the other bits of information. The nice thing with Zapier is that Zapier has some explanations down to the bottom. So you just have to take your time and read it. So again, if I want to load deal information in terms of close date, like when is the projected close date for this particular invoice, I can have this connected in different ways. But again, for the sake of this example, I just use it as the invoice creation date. All right. Excuse me. Is this going to be new business, or is this going to be existing business? Again, this ties into a property. So every time you see a HubSpot icon here, it means that it's connecting itself directly to our property. All right. So it's going to either pull from a property that's within HubSpot, and when you click on it, you're going to just take some time to do some search, and then it's going to give you some of your options within here. What is this asking for? The deal owner. So who are the salespeople within your account that you need to connect this particular deal to? Excuse me. And again, you have another property here as it relates to new business or existing business. So this is connected to the back end of the property. Now, when I'm finished, the deal information or deal description, I connected it to two. So I have something called a general description of the opportunity that could be on the invoice, or the items description that would be on the body of the invoice as well, and I'll show you how that shows up. Right now, once you've finished all of this, right? Once you've finished all of this, of course, you will have, excuse me, your next step, of course, will be to test your actions again. And once it's successful, you will get this indicator right here that says, hey, your test was successful. All right. So the next thing to do now is create an invoice. So of course, we finished this. It's telling you, okay, so between Wave to Zapier to HubSpot, the test was successful. It will actually send a test to you and it will let you know to go look at the actual test. So now we know with these two green indicators here that it's set up. So the next thing would have been to do was this. So what I did is I created this mock invoice for the value of $82.50, and I'm billing my own company in this example. And of course, this is the information that I have here, right? So these are the item descriptions that's showing up, and of course these are the dollar values in terms of the total value that's there. So of course the total amount of this opportunity is this. Here's the nice thing about this now. If I were to go to HubSpot and I go across to where it says demo scheduled, right? This is my deal forecast. I'm already seeing, if I were to click on this, that I already have the Wave invoice automatically showing up in my HubSpot portal as an opportunity, right? 8,250. Now I'm actually going to go into the deal a little bit more. I'm actually going to go into the deals dashboard. This is the same information here. So again, we're looking at what this is, right? This 82.50, right? We're looking at this 82.50 is now part of my opportunity, right? Right here. And if it is that we go to look at the particulars of the deal now, if I were to click on this, this is now telling me all of the information. So it falls into my HubSpot pipeline, demo scheduled. The value of it is 82.50, and look, all of the deal descriptions are showing up on the left hand side, right? So it immediately pulled from Wave. So sorry, it went from Wave and it pushed the information into my through Zapier and into my HubSpot account. The cool thing is too that you will actually see that it says here, this deal was created by an API. And if it is that we were to check more of the details, if you go along the lines of your property, you will see that the deal ID was done here. And of course, this is Zapier. So there you have it, right? That it all comes down to leveraging on your technology, understanding the integrations or what's possible as it relates to those things, so it could help you be a lot more productive and give you back certain things in terms of time or eliminate redundant steps. All right, so I hope you guys actually like that particular video, and if you have any videos, any questions as it relates to what you could do or cannot do within HubSpot, feel free to reach out. Those of you all who would be interested in maybe understanding the steps related to what I just showed, I am going to put a link. I'm actually sharing that Zap, so that link is going to be in the comment section. You guys can go in, duplicate it, maybe use it for yourself in some other ways if you are using Zapier and HubSpot. And yeah, just take advantage of the power of both tools and just kind of do things better with HubSpot. All right, so catch you guys in the next video. Peace.